Left jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out that more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son, actions over words, baby boy, is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back
Yo, what's good? First in the building, Carlos Rosado is on deck in the building. Salute WCS, salute to the chat. What's good with it, bro? Salute to you. Big shout out to the hottest chat in the MF and gang. You already know what we do. Man, won't stop, can't stop. You feel me? Appreciate everyone that's tuned in this morning. You know what I'm saying? Thanks to the ones who reached out. I totally appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? And a big shout out to the support. You know, real talk, A-Side official. You already know what it is. So let me go to the chat right quick, man. I may not be as turned up as I'm usually am, but I had to come back on, you know what I'm saying? And get this started up a little bit. Salute WCS. Shout out to Toby Bartley, man. On deck. Salute WCS in the chat. The OG is back. Hope you're feeling much better now, WCS. We're global, baby. We're global. Absolutely. Grease is still piping hot. With more fish to fry all the time, man. You already know, Toby. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. And strays to round up and educate. Yes, sir. All day, every day, man. You know what I'm saying? Heel on deck. Salute to you. I'm happy that a lot of boxing YouTube content creators have exited the sport. They made the boxing environment toxic. They did not have any substance. We have a stop worshiping these fighters. I don't know about worshiping the fighters. You know, when it comes down to it, it's okay to be a fan of a fighter, but the word worship has such a broad range. You know, when it comes to the support factor, you know what I'm saying? Language is everything. So are you talking about supporting the fighters, worshiping the fighters when you talk about consistency, or you're talking about the language used, you know, to support those fighters? Which one are you talking about? Because it's okay, in my opinion, to be a fan of a fighter. It's okay to big up a fighter. It's okay if it's you know, if it's within the common guidelines of boxing, you know, so to speak. Like so much to the fact that you're not up here just saying stuff is all off the wall. Don Vaughn on deck, man. Salute WCS in the chat. High Grease comeback. Salute to you. Appreciate you, Don Vaughn, man. I don't know how long I'll be on here, but I'm gonna try to extend it out as much as I can this morning. Thinker Stink, what's good with a salute to you? On deck, what's good? WJ Lucky, salute WCS. The haters are simply allergic to greatness. Man, you already know, man. Big Blunts and boxing, the GOAT in the building. What's good with it, Blunts? The kitchen has reopened. Man, I'm trying to talk. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to, for real. NYT, salute. What's really good? So, hey, happy to be back, man. Of course. You know what I'm saying? How to chat in the MF and game, man. A-Side official, you know how we do, man. Our money on deck. Salute to you, brother. Juice Lee in the building. Fish fries complete. Now it's time to fry some churros. Hot MF and grease. Arrow salute, man. I like them churros too. I ain't gonna lie, shit. I like them churros. Shit. I ain't tripping on that. I ain't tripping on that at all. I can eat a lot of them, boy. Samad Warren on deck. What's good with it, Samad? Grand Rising Beloved. Salute WCS certified stamp. The like button and support the grind. No doubt about it. Yes, sir, indeed. You already know, man. I got to get the cylinders. I got to get the cylinders back running, dog. For real. Whoo, shit. It's been a rough last week. I ain't gonna lie, man. Shit. But hey, like I said before, man, without the supporters, quality over quantity, man, I appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? Those of you that was that's here now and those who reached out, I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate y'all. Real talk, man. One love to all y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? In the process of being on here, you probably look down at the bottom and recognize that look, I'm gonna break something down to you. Hey, the hot grease ain't gonna stop. But if you notice down at the bottom that my channel is no longer monetized, y'all. they came for a brother this morning, man. Look, it's been good the entire time that I was taking care of some medical shit, and then I come back my first live, and now all of a sudden I get a message. It's okay. Salute to those admin individuals. You know what I'm saying? Salute to y'all. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna stop the process though. I appreciate y'all though. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But hey, be careful with the way you go about things here. You definitely got administrative technicians out here for real. You know what I'm saying? You do have administrative technicians. But it'll be all good, man. It'll be all good. Frondor, I didn't know you were sick. Yeah, for sure. Stickum Boys Fishing and Sports. Yeah, I was definitely not feeling well. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. I don't want to make it seem like, I can put the cash app up there, but I go for the quality over quantity, man. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. But it is what it is, man. I'm not gonna sit up here and dwell on it. I'm not gonna sit up here and dwell on it, bro. You know what I'm saying? But I will get to this hot grease though. You know what I'm saying? I told you, them admin boys, man. Them admin boys, man, for real. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you see the thumbnail, man. And I understand, man, language is everything. And you have individuals that will feel some type of way about how you voice yourself. And they may deem you not as powerful, in their own reaction. They say, oh, so-and-so ain't nothing. But they complain about it. You know what I'm saying? They complain about it. It's just it comes with the territory. You know what I'm saying? If you do it too well, then they're gonna come for you every which way. They're gonna band together and do what they got to do and submit paperwork and try to derail you. But at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, it's understood. I'm not gonna hype on it. You know what I'm saying? May they get as happy. Look, it's people that's doing admin work that you wouldn't even think that would do you like that you had no issues with. And you wonder what the ulterior motive is. You know what I'm saying? You wonder what that is. But the YTC is an open landscape for people to do what they want to do. And truth be told, man, the congregations are what they are. They believe what they want to believe. You know what I'm saying? They catalog whatever information they want to, and they try to plot on the next move. So that just lets you know that you're doing something right. You know what I'm saying? You're doing something right. It's just people sit up here and try to act like, oh man, that shit don't worry me, man. You know what I'm saying? That don't worry me at all. But yet behind the scenes, they typing on the keyboard. You know what I'm saying? I told you what they were trying to do to WCS, man. My channel started growing. What happened? They sit up there, submit paperwork, man. I swear to God, dog. I haven't even been going hard on my, you know, it's ill what it is, man. But let's get down to this, man. Let's get down to the high grease. Real talk. So if you haven't known lately, you know what I'm saying, besides me being off this camp, you know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I just put my banner down there. Let's get down to the groove. High grease. You know what I'm saying? We need answers. Canelo versus Crawford, biggest fight ever. Spence fans jump ship, reeling in anguish. So we all know that it's a fight coming up, and Mell Charlo is pretty much making his rounds. And you know, he's trying his best to be professional as he could possibly be, right? And we've seen him, you know, pretty much only do this because he's facing Canelo. And you know, my criticism of that is why you had to wait till you face Canelo to do this. Like, you're proving that Canelo's hierarchy means a lot to you. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like you being subservient to, because you fighting Canelo Alvarez. At the end of the day, it's boxing. You know what I'm saying? Canelo has put in his work, just like Mell Charlo is putting in his work. But all I'm saying is keep the same energy at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Keep the same energy, brother. Like, you have not been this monotone and trying to be professional most of your career. And then you get you lined up to fight Canelo. And the only way that you're going to prove to the people that you meant to be in this position, besides being a rebound default, is that you go in there and do something special that we didn't see coming. You know what I'm saying? Because truth be told, I'm not gonna lie, I don't have Jamel winning this fight. You know, it's just not like a Crawford Spence situation. They're not in the same weight class, first and foremost. And then when it boils down to you know, Canelo and the experience that he has and the risk that he's been able to take, right? That's Canelo Alvarez's mindset. His mindset has been on the conveyor belt to continue progress forward and produce, you know, fights. We can say they legacy fights, you know what I'm saying? Because they definitely continue to build his legacy. That's why PBC is up here like, let's get the money to Canelo. Let's get 3 fighters on a 3-fight deal to Canelo. You know what I'm saying? Let's do that. So when it comes down to Mell Charlo brother, you know, Mell Charlo has been on record as saying that he was first in line, you know, to get the call. He was the first in line. And he did an IG video, which he sounded like he was intoxicated, allegedly. But don't let me do the bidding on that. I don't know for sure, because he always sound like he inebriated. But he gave it up to his brother. He said, why not let his brother get money and then he gonna fight him? But if that was to go down like that, I'd be disappointed. I'd be disappointed, because I look at it like this. Yeah, Mell Charlo has an active credential, you know, holding the undisputed titles of 154. He's active with that. He's current reigning defending. He's not former, he's current reigning defending, right? So he gets some credit for that. You know, his FICO is up there when it comes to, you know, lining him up with Canelo. But then we look back on how much complaining that he did and excuses that he did over the time, and it tells me that his mindset was never on the elevator as far as going up taking risk. His mind was never to pop the hatch and skydive out that joint and say, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to do something I never did before. I'm going to test myself. And he was at a lower weight class than his brother Mell Charlo. But every time, you know, the situation came up by Bud Crawford, he had complaints and excuses. And, you know, he was busy up here saying, oh, Bud, you know, he's too small and all this. All right, cool. Now you get put in a predicament where pretty much you're forced to take the opportunity. Your mind wasn't there. You didn't have sights on Canelo, even though he mentioned I fight Canelo 158. Your sights wasn't on there. You know what I'm saying? Your optics was not zoomed in on Canelo, bro. So when it comes to this fight right here, you're forced into a position to take it or leave it. If you don't take it, you're definitely going to be a duck, and it's going to look bad on you if you stay at 154 and face Crawford. So now you have to think about this. Like, hey, I need to go up here, even though I'm a bit weary. You know, no one's going to convince me that Mell Charlo is 100% on board with this fight. He may be locked in training camp. He may talk about, you know, he walk around at 168, 170. But you have to say to yourself, man, it's a lot that's on his mind when it comes to facing Canelo, because his mindset was never there to take that risk. You know what I'm saying? His mindset was never there, shawty. Man, come on, man. You was making up all these excuses for Terence Crawford. Now you have to be in the driver's seat. You have to be in the driver's seat to face Canelo, bro. That is tough. You know what I'm saying? See, it seems like when it comes to Mell Charlo, understanding that as undisputed super welterweight world champion, there was going to be challenges that he has to face. He just didn't think Canelo would be one of those challenges. Not the fact that he was challenging Canelo, but the fact that him being in the position to fight Canelo would be his ultimate challenge. See, that's what happened when you walk around here with these psychological prosthetics. You know what I'm saying? You want to prove to the people, oh, I got lion tattoos all on me now. I got lion tattoos all on me. But then when it comes time to roar, you like saying to yourself, oh, it's time for me to give some criticism, some plausible criticism. This is why, you know what I'm saying, I shouldn't fight this person. This is why I shouldn't fight that person. The man haven't even defended his titles yet. Supposedly the WBO is going to strip him, you know, come next month. You know what I'm saying? We have seen him down talk, being challenged from 147 pounds. Now that, you know, Bud Crawford is the undisputed welterweight world champion, you know, you can't put that claim out there, even though he has done it since he's been on the media tour. He has put it out there. He said, oh, man, Crawford, you know, he still got business with my boy. He going to take the rematch. See, it goes from one jigsaw puzzle to the next with this dude. I'm like saying, man, just stay buckled in, man. You know what I'm saying? Just stay buckled in and commit to something. So we've heard on the press tour that he want to give the fans what they want. He want to fight Crawford. He want to do all this. And he's trying to make it seem like he's for real. You know, it's the importance of it all. You know, he's for real. He's trying to say it enough to believe. And then you go out here in another interview, he's not keeping the same freaking energy. But you going in there against Canelo Alvarez, bro. And Canelo understands that he's faced fighters like Mell Charlo. Seriously, man, he's faced better fighters than Mell Charlo. Let's not. Come on now, let's not cap. We all know he faced better fighters than Mell Charlo. Now, just because Canelo beat them fighters, you know what I'm saying, does not mean that when it comes to Mell Charlo, he's overlooking them like it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? I think he's taking this serious. That's the only thing they know how to do over there in that camp. You know, take it serious. And his performance value has shown. But with Canelo, right, you have to look at it like this. It does make you look a little bit different, but it's not much we can say about it when it comes to the specifics, because Mikey Garcia moved up and fought Errol Spence, and nobody said nothing. You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. That was 2 weight classes. So now you got Mell Charlo moving up 2 weight classes and fighting Canelo. My thing to you, Canelo, is that I heard you say something. I heard Canelo say something that he don't want to fight with Crawford because he's not going to get any credit. That's Canelo playing the fucking game, dog. You know what I'm saying? That's Canelo playing the game. Have you heard Mell Charlo say that about Crawford? No, he just been making excuses, right? Right. So you have heard that you have heard Crawford say that about Gervonta Davis recently, right? Okay, then. So you have heard Terrence Crawford mention that when they was meet face to face, said, okay, when they say when I beat him, he wasn't this, he wasn't that, this, that, and the other. You know what I'm saying? Like it's always going to be some type of wedge in between the process where these fighters got to challenge one another. But Canelo saying that Bud Crawford is too small, he's not going to get credit. Saul, I have to ask you this: what is it going to make? What difference is it going to make at this part of your career? Like, you're almost out the door, big dog. You say you got like 5 fights. I don't know if he said, I forgot he had 5 fights or 5 years. He's not that old, first of all. So let's just say he has 5 years. You're fighting like once, twice a year. You're acting like Bud Crawford is younger than you, bro. I think they look at Crawford like he's going on 36 years old this year. But yet, under their pretense, he's easy, you know, and what he's being able to come. It's easy for them to put a stamp of disapproval on him because he continued to stop dudes, right? So it's easy to frustrate the audience and say, you know what? The consensus will say, oh man, that'd be a good fight with Canelo. So instead of Canelo agreeing to the consensus, he's gonna say, oh no, he's too small. I won't get credit. We seriously talking about credit right now? Who gives a damn about credit, man? You know what I'm saying? The stages for development has passed, y'all. You all, both you and Crawford, are on an elite level. Mell Charlo is on an elite level, right? This is what boxing has been craving for: the best fight the best, right? Is Mell Charlo fighting Canelo Alvarez the best fighting the best? You know, I don't know about that. You know, I look at I listen to how Crawford's mind, I mean, the way he talking, how his mindset is, and I say, you know what, Crawford really wants to challenge himself, because before he was stepping in the ring with Spence, he said he gonna take care of Spence, and then he gonna go get Mell Charlo. You know what I'm saying? There's no connecting the dots there now. He's telling you point blank on the manuscript, this is what I want my manifesto to be. Period. With Mell Charlo, he's more so, you know what I'm saying? Let's go into litigation. I'm not sure. Is this legal? You know what I'm saying? It's just too much red tape in between his psychological process and him confirming that he's willing to accept the challenge. You know what I'm saying? Accept the challenge and be done with it. But when it comes to Canelo, his actions have spoken. He's moved up and he had premier fights with fighters that people didn't think he'd be able to go in there and perform as well as he did. And he went in there and got it done. He is certified official. It's no trying to devalue that. Canelo did what the hell Canelo's supposed to do. Do I have anything within my internal conscious to tell me? I'm talking about my deep internal conscious to tell me that Mell Charlo is going to upset Canelo. No, nothing. But with that said, Canelo defeating Mell Charlo, what is the next biggest fight? In my opinion, the next biggest fight would be Canelo versus Crawford. And the reason being is that both of these fighters aren't undefeated, so to speak, but Canelo resume pretty much saturates the 2 losses that he do have on his record. You know what I'm saying? It saturates him for real, because it's just showing that he can still make those moves. There's still people out here that's willing to give him the entire truck. Forget the bag. Canelo's not making bags. Canelo is making Brinks trucks. You know what I'm saying? His money comes in truckloads, not bags. So with that said, you know, you have Canelo that still has his star power, cash cow, and then you have Crawford coming off the momentum of Errol Spence. That momentum of Errol Spence isn't dissolving anytime soon. You know what I'm saying? No matter how much hot air you blow on that, it's not going to absolve anytime soon. That's why I say Canelo Alvarez and Terrence Crawford is the biggest fight in boxing. It is the biggest fight. Look, that fight, Canelo Alvarez and Terrence Crawford, is bigger than Canelo and David Benavidez right now. For real. It's bigger than Canelo, Mell Charlo. It's the biggest fight in boxing, man. It is the biggest fight because once again, we have a challenge. And look, this is what I try to tell people. I said, if you convey the priorities that we're paying attention to, you know, with the best fighting, the best, the elite, right? If you convey those properties, right? And you want to talk about the highest value of appraisal based on what we currently have going on. Canelo, he stepped in there with Bivol lately, a couple of years ago, and he lost, but yet he had already earned a championship at that division previously, right? And he went on to freaking drop back down to his division, and he's defended his titles. You know what I'm saying? You got to give him kudos for that. Crawford stopped everybody the welterweight division and took Errol Spence's unified titles. Crawford is pretty much he didn't come out of nowhere, but now he's center stage. What he's been able to do, he's center stage. And if he wants to travel those coordinates up to 168, and the fans look at it like, oh, this is the fight I want to see. You know, look, the fans are not going to look at it like it used to be. You know, when Crawford wasn't doing anything, they say he was moving and negotiating bad faith, moving funny. That's done. Even though they sitting up here trying to give, you know, Errol Spence all the credit. Cool. Let's give Errol Spence the credit for making the fight. All right. But look, let's be honest with ourselves. If he made the fight solely off his own transgressions, right, then why did he have to switch up his management? So he had to get help, right? He had to have some type of assistance, right? He had to basically change some things up, right? So it wasn't just Errol Spence. It was what he was willing to do for the better good of himself. And that was change up his management team. You know, Adrian Clark, insert him into the picture, allow him to be a negotiator for the business aspect of it. And that's what pretty much made the fight happen, even though Adrian Clark was working for Errol Spence. Now, some people are refusing to recognize that the fact that he did bring on Adrian Clark tells me once again in 2022, I was spot on with, you know, Al Heyman not wanting to fight. That's period. I mean, that's no debate. Al Heyman didn't want to fight last year. There's no way they was going to fight. They barely was going to fight this year. You know what I'm saying? Because they knew that what was going to happen to Spence. A lot of people knew they wanted to keep the fights in-house, and that's old news. It's garbage. It's stale right now. But the only reason it's relevant, right? Because people now are coming up with $1 million excuses, not $1 million, unless we're talking about pesos. You know what I'm saying? 1 million pesos, whatever the case may be. But if you look at it like this, you say to yourself, when you hear these fans talking about that wasn't the Errol Spence, that wasn't the Errol Spence, dog. I say, okay, learning how things work, you know what I'm saying, how the brain is wired. I don't want to go down that path, but these people are acting like they have the link already inserted. They're acting like drones, y'all. They're acting like zombies, for real. They're acting like they freaking contaminated. You know what I'm saying? They refuse to identify, you know, what's in front of them. They up here, oh, that wasn't Errol Spence. That wasn't Errol Spence. Listen, y'all, that was the Errol Spence. And then furthermore, if they say Errol Spence is going to, you know, it made the fight happen and they want to give him all the kudos in the world. All right. But give him the kudos for stepping in the ring. Give him the kudos for not freaking making any excuses. Give him the kudos for that, man. Give him the kudos for every time he was knocked down, getting back up and fighting on. Give Errol Spence the kudos for being tough. You know what I'm saying? Because he does have that dog in him. I ain't gonna lie. Give Errol Spence his kudos for not quitting. He did not quit, man. He did not quit. See, the difference between what I'm saying and what I hear from those aerosexuals is the fact that they're not holding down any type of morals or principles of integrity. It's so many videos out there right now that's making it well known, or making obviously they're being obvious about it, that they're willing through desperate measures just to deny everything. Before the fight happened, that wasn't your mentality. Your mentality is Errol's gonna do this, Errol's gonna do that. I got him in round 7, I got him in round 8. Stick to the same freaking pathway that you was on before. You was driving down that road full speed in 5th, 6th gear. Stay on the motherfucking gas. You know what I'm saying? Don't stop. But then after the fight, it's juice. It's loaded glove. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't the Errol Spence we know. He was drained. You know what I'm saying? But people was up here saying that, oh, both fighters look good at the weigh-in. You know, Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford was having a freaking conversation with each other when they was facing off. They dapped each other up. So how can the man look drained when he's coherent enough to carry on a dialogue with his opponent in Terrence Crawford? How, bro? How? Come on, man. Y'all have to go out here and retract some of this buffoonery that's going on, man. It's confusing a lot of y'all. For real. The sensors aren't lighting up the way they're supposed to, man. Something's going on with the Synapses Border Patrol. Shit is not adding up. I'm not gonna lie. You know, it was all about controversy. It was all about marketing your narrative. That sit up here and say, well, this ain't gonna happen, that gonna happen for the fight. And all of a sudden, after the fight, you all are like, oh, that wasn't the Spence. Okay, so what you want? Do you want Spence to return back to Crawford? Or do you want him to take a tune-up? Because I done heard tune-ups. He didn't get a tune-up. He was on a 15-month layoff and all this excuse. It's just a plethora, a surplus of excuses. I say I would like to see the fight again for the simple fact, you know, Crawford did it so easy, like we thought he would. That is fast are still reeling, man. They're reeling in misery, yo. I don't think, you know, their brain has computed. You know what I'm saying? The transcription is still in processing, man. And we're going on the 3rd week from the fight. You know what I'm saying? It's still transcribing what happened July 29th. Terrence, you know, I don't think he really shocked the world by beating Errol Spence. It seemed like he shocked the world on how easy he made it look. How easy he made the shit look. That's what's the shocking part. And look, and since he made it look so easy, it brings into play of this being one of the most magnificent fights, the brilliance of it, because they was just downplaying everything that Crawford had going on with his resume and who he was as a fighter, right? But I think his win over Errol Spence kind of taught a lot of casual boxing fans and hardcore fanatics a lesson. You know what I'm saying? Because you have this process of congregations on here and people cooled up together and they want to talk the same language, man. It's almost like they listen to the same sermon. You know what I'm saying? They listen to the same sermon over and over again. They're old enough to freaking think for themselves, but they don't want to do it in this case because, you know, it's no Bible really to go off of. Like in church, you know, a lot of people bring their Bibles and they hold themselves to a certain standard due to they're inside the house of God. You know what I'm saying? The house of the Lord. But in the YTC, it's considered the media septic tank. You know what I'm saying? They don't have any moral principles to base anything off of. So when they coup up together and collude to push a narrative, You get what you get in the Crawford Spence situation. You get people that's just absolutely delusional right now. You want to talk about blurry vision? If I get on here and say, man, the biggest fight is Canelo Crawford, which I believe it is, the biggest fight is Canelo Crawford. They're gonna like, no, give Spence a chance. Man, if I was to say, okay, well, if you give Spence a chance, will Crawford get credit? You know what I'm saying? Because it's been that fight, right? That took one loss. Okay, they come. Okay, perfect example. Let me highlight this one. Let me highlight a brother. You know what I'm saying? Let me highlight a brother. So the way Mell Charlo knocked out J-Rock, you know what I'm saying? I keep it, Charlo-esque. The way Mell Charlo knocked out J-Rock, right? He would later come back to fight Jerry Hurd. Look, even though that's not the same fighter, okay? Right? I know it's not the same fighter, but a fighter take a loss, they can come back and win big. You know what I'm saying? In this case, we have the same two fighters coming back in a rematch. You know what I'm saying? And I just wanted to put it out there broadly because I remember J-Rock giving a speech to the fans and saying, just because a fighter has one loss, don't count them all. And he was right. He went in there and performed amazingly against freaking Jerry Hurd. But this is different. This is different. This fight right here, we have to go to Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis was going up and taking these fights, and a lot of people say, "Oh, he's too small. He's too small." Him and Crawford's dynamic, not so much skill wise, because they both can box they ass off. They both have high ring IQ, absolutely. But I'm talking about as far as size. A lot of times Gervonta go into a fight, they talk about size. His size is he's too small. He's too small. Then he go in there and get it done, right? Same thing with Crawford. But Crawford, he's kind of separating himself from that, especially heading into the Spence fight. People saw, how he put on muscle mass, and it just seems like everything molded well together. But the separation comes in this triangle theory with Canelo and Crawford being the biggest fight in boxing, and me talking about Spence. It's the fact that it's a lot of people out there don't think Errol Spence can improve upon his performance going in there on the rematch to Crawford. A lot of people, including myself, I'm not speaking for the consensus, I'm just saying, a lot of people, including myself, don't believe that Crawford will digress, dilapidate in that short period of time so that Spence will put on a rematch performance and Crawford don't look nothing like he did in the first fight. I don't see it, brother. I don't see it. I've said this before. I said, and people can quote me on it, but I said that Ugas fight was going to be the best Spence we've seen coming off the accident. That's going to be the best Spence, period. That's it. That's done. It don't matter if he gets, he put anything else together. It don't matter who he gets in the camp. He has to mentally calibrate himself to lock it in and to say, you know what, this is what I want. This the depths I'm willing to go to get myself prepared for Crawford. Even then, watching that fight, man, we're up here processing it all. We're saying to ourselves, man, to a lot of people, this has became unpredictability. This is unpredictable. People, they had people going for Crawford, people going for Spence, but the unpredictability was the ease of it. How good Bud looked. Now, when we say unpredictability, I also look at it in this light too. I knew Crawford can box. I told y'all he had a kill switch. You know what I'm saying? I told you that he was much more versatile than Spence. A lot of people knew that. A lot of people knew that. They just didn't want to admit to it. You know what I'm saying? They was in denial. And one thing about denial, all that can be consummated once the action is carried out, and the results is opposite of what those individuals thinking that never could happen. You know what I'm saying? And that's exactly what we seen July 29th. Crawford looked like the stronger fighter. He was the stronger fighter. You know what I'm saying? The way he infringed on Errol Spence's legacy was just brutish, man. He inflicted damage on Errol Spence that is difficult for his own fans to basically take his side moving into the rematch. Listen, y'all cannot sit up here and be on the bandwagon 1 minute, jump off that motherfucker July 30th, 31st, or whatever, how many days, and then the first part of this month. I'm like, well, that really wasn't Errol Spence. We all know that wasn't this. Where are you getting this data analytics from? If your eyes computed all this information, how in the hell can you not download it properly? How can you not decode what you was watching? It is no way in hell you're going to convince avid listeners that you didn't see this man go in here and lose, and it was a lopsided victory for Crawford. Come on, bro. Y'all did $7 worth of preparation, and then y'all bring in $500 worth of bias. Y'all was doing $7 worth of preparation. Errol Spence, Crawford can't do nothing. He don't have no chin, and he got better. Goddamn Errol Spence got better footwork. And look, $500 worth of freaking biasness. You know what I'm saying? Attached to $7 worth of preparation, dog. How does that work? Y'all was just so easy in saying that Crawford was going to lose in every facet of the ring. And he went in there and lost handedly. Now you're going to feel some type of way about Crawford wanting Canelo. You're going to once again doubt him. That's the same shit they was doing Floyd now. You're going to once again doubt this man. He's 154. He's 154 pounder now. We can't say it was okay for y'all to be pushing for Errol Spence to be calling out Canelo. And y'all was silent, quiet as a goddamn, mice, right? Quiet as a piece of lint. You quiet than air particles. Quiet in them up, silent. You can't hear nothing. You know what I'm saying? You can't hear nothing. But now that Terrence Crawford went in there and dispelled all the doubt that you all was giving him, all the cumulative doubt, he has dispersed all that criticism back out to whence they came. You got to look at Canelo, man, and Crawford being one of the biggest fights ever in boxing. In my opinion, one of the biggest fights ever, bigger than Floyd, Pacquiao, all that. Look, Canelo and Terrence Crawford is one of the biggest fights of this era. It just, we look at the two black fighters, Errol Spence and Crawford, and they didn't breach the numbers from a black and Mexican fighter. And it told you something about the fan base. You know what I'm saying? Who support who. But just think about it. Canelo going in there fighting Crawford, that would easily become the number one highest grossing pay-per-view fight ever in boxing. That's if Errol Spence can continue to do business. You know what I'm saying? Why I say that? Because he has to be willing to, one of two ways. He has to be willing to turn down the rematch. You know what I'm saying? He know that rematch is big money. So he has to be willing to turn down the rematch or take the rematch. Turn it down or take it. Business-wise, we know that's just not going to be a factor. But Errol Spence is going to, he's definitely going to be at a point where, seeing what happened to him and the fashion for what it did and how many people in his own state of Texas have turned their back on him, he has to really gauge this correctly, because it's not the death, it's not the freaking guillotine effect that they're gonna cut him off permanently if he goes in here and loses a second time to Crawford. But I don't think he's gonna be able to get any huge fights when it comes to the purse like he would with Crawford. You know what I'm saying? If he loses twice to Crawford, I think it's pretty much a wrap for him for getting big paydays. You know what I'm saying? Even at 154, let's just say he tried to establish a rivalry with somebody. Who's going to be his rivalry? Who's going to be his rivalry, and how does he establish that rivalry? If you have 2 losses to Crawford at 147, can you actually go up and establish a rivalry? Is it possible? You know what I'm saying? Has it happened in boxing though? You know what I'm saying? I mean, because Deontay Wilder didn't have 2 losses on his record when him and Fury rivalry began to blossom. He didn't have 2 losses on the record. After the trilogy was over with, he had fought the best there was to face. And that's why he had 2 losses from the same fighter. But if Spence goes in here, or when he goes in here and loses to Crawford a second time, he's just going to be fighting fights. You know, it's going to be fair compensation, but I don't think it's going to be that Terrence Crawford compensation. You know what I'm saying? Do these people really believe they don't want to see Crawford Canelo? Are we really going to say once again that Crawford's too small, being that he had a struggle? He had his struggles with making 147, just like Spence. Conquest, what's good? Mr. Golden, salute OG, how you feeling? What's good? Bruce Gas Boxing Jazz and more. Salute to you, OG. How you feeling, man? What's good? Let me find out who it is. I'm hacking their page. Hey, man, I appreciate that, but I should not promote any of that. Time will return it to this normal, to the state of normalcy. There, Juice Lee. Time will return the channel back to a state of normalcy. You know what I'm saying? Even though you can't put in nothing for 90 days, it's okay. I'm gonna keep on pushing, man. Just curious, if Mell happened to beat Canelo, would that put him at legend status with him being undisputed already? I'm gonna be honest with you, Carlos. I'm gonna be honest with you. Even though I'm not a fan of Mell Charlo, and very good question. Hottest chat in the game. A-side official. In my opinion, yeah, it put him in legendary status. Absolutely. Absolutely. Even though he'd be only the 3rd man to defeat Canelo, he would have become 2-time undisputed. And he would have fought a higher level of opposition than Canelo Alvarez than Bud Crawford fought and Errol Spence. Definitely would put him in legendary status. Absolutely. Come on, man. Look. And not only that, the biggest piece of this whole puzzle there, Carlos, is the fact he's current reigning undisputed right now. You know what I'm saying? So he would have beat Crawford at the time, however that arrangement will work. If by chance Crawford is able to fight Canelo next, I'm pretty sure he's not. But it will put him in legendary status because he's reigning defending at 154. He moves up 2 weight divisions, and he picks up the belts from Canelo, and he puts Canelo on his resume. It's legendary. Absolutely. Now, what he was saying in BigBoyTv, he's talking about we both legends, is absolutely unequivocally incorrect. You know what I'm saying? That's absolutely incorrect in my opinion. You're not freaking a legend right now. I don't see you as being no legend just off unifying the entire division and the unification for which you did it. Jason Rosario and Brian Castano. Hell no. Bro. What up, family? Glad you're back. Healthy WCS. Hey, I appreciate that, NO. You know what I'm saying? I'm not all the way there yet, but I'm pushing, man. You know what I'm saying? 402 in the building. What's good with it? What's good? Salute. D-Ray Promotion. Salute to you. What's good, D-Ray? Justin Booker on deck. He said Bud been called Mel for years. Canelo knew that. Canelo blocking Bud, and that's why Charlo is so confused. Canelo is carrying out what Tio Dad was saying about stopping Bud 2 times undisputed. So I'm not sure what you're getting. Canelo blocking Bud, and that's why Charlo is so confused. Canelo is carrying out what Tio Dad saying about stopping Bud 2 times undisputed. I mean, it will be 3 times undisputed if he goes up there and fight Canelo. It'll be 3 times. The 2 times is out the window. I mean, where's in the window at the point in time? Anybody, any walkaby, bystanders, onlookers, they'll definitely see that Crawford is 2-time undisputed. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Jamel definitely needs to be in the driver's seat because he definitely doesn't want Errol Spence in the driver's seat with his record. Look, I look at it like this, Toby, and that's a well said point. I look at it like this, man. I do not see Mell Charlo, his boxing IQ, just like I said with Errol Spence. They're over there with Derrick James, bro. You know what I'm saying? This is a huge fight, even for Derrick James. Real talk. This is a huge fight, even for Derrick James. This is one of Derrick James' biggest fights. Point blank, period. This is one of Derrick James' biggest fights. And when Mell Charlo has came up there and performed in big fights, it just didn't give us the climactic moment that we was looking for from a trainer who's supposed to be the grand poobah, the big dog. You know what I'm saying? The big dog in the yard when it comes to trainers. You know what I'm saying? He just didn't give us that. So I look at it like, is Derrick going to come up here with Jamel properly prepared for a fight of Eddie Reynoso and Canelo Alvarez? Does he have the planning? Does he have the planning know-how? You know what I'm saying? Look, this has to do with what's up top ahead of them shoulders, above them shoulders, y'all. His shit has become film study. It has to become transliterate. He has to really buckle down and try to figure out what to do against a fighter, a Canelo. He couldn't outcoach Bomac and he couldn't outthink Crawford. So do you believe he's going to be able to successfully go in there and fight Canelo? I mean, prepare for Canelo, and also Mell Charlo listen to Derrick James like Bomac. I don't think so. I don't think so, man. That's why Bud is now saying yes to Canelo fight, since Canelo want to sleep on. Shout out to my guy, Shaw News, the Sox Experience, aka Showtime Shaw in the building. Team Tucker official, what's good with it, bro? MD Mills on deck, what's good? Crawford and Most is bigger than anything in boxing. This is my take on it. I just think right now at this point in time, we look for these moments, right? And look, we have 2 fighters that don't need any type of reinforcements. Like it was so many people trying to get reinforcements heading up to the Crawford Spence fight. Ah, man, this. Well, who is he fought? His resume sucked. Spence could beat everybody. It was just the same shit. Oh, he's chinny. How's he chinny? 9+ years ago, the nigga goddamn fought Gamboa. I mean, I put it out there already. Gamboa out on the beach chilling, enjoying the sunshine. And somebody said, Gamboa, you listen to the YTC. They talking about you again, Gamboa. I don't care. No, Poppy, I don't care. They can talk about me all they want. I don't care. I'm retired. I'm enjoying the sun. You know what I'm saying? Gamboa is not worrying about that. You know what I'm saying? Because look, this dude, like 9.5 years ago, or whatever it is, damn near 10 years, a decade. You have grown ass individuals still talking about something that happened 10 years ago to basically attempt to validate Crawford has been chinny. And not only Crawford being chinny, but Igis Kavalaskis, right? You know what I'm saying? Kavalaska, oh, he got the knockdown. Oh, we haven't seen. So you trying to say me, you trying to tell me that you never seen Errol Spence hurt? The most disappointing part of this is that this Canelo fight can happen. It can happen. But the disappointing part is that you're still going to have Spence fans. Let's just say that Spence don't take the rematch. You're still going to have Spence fans saying, oh, man, see, that's what the SNAP program do to a fighter. See, Crawford, man, he ain't the same since Crawford. Man, Crawford was on snack. See, they're not going to give Crawford the credit that they was giving Errol Spence's opponents when Errol fought them. They said, oh, man, so-and-so never the same. They're never the same because he beat him up. He beat Kell Brook and Sean Porter up. He's never the same. But yet you go over here to Crawford, what they say? Man, he was garbage, man. Look at him. He ain't won shit after Crawford, man. Please, he ain't did shit. But he was undefeated when Crawford fought. Oh, man, don't nobody care. Look, didn't nobody know them. We talking about two champions. Oh, we're going to talk about two champions who didn't have an undefeated record. Oh, I got it. So that makes it all the more better because there was previous champions and all that. But if you fight a champion that's undefeated, you know what I'm saying, with O on their record, it has lesser value than the one that had losses on their record already, but yet was more notable. Yeah, they're right there. Okay, I got it. Man, all making nonsense. You know what I'm saying? For real. My thought is that boxing public understand the matchup. It's according to the percentage of boxing public conquest. You know what I'm saying? Not saying you're wrong, right? It depends on the boxing percentage of the public that believes that. You know what I'm saying? According to what matchup you talking about? You talking about Canelo? You talking about Spence? That's where we have a fork in the road when it comes to this fight. They was in two different lanes. You know what I'm saying? They was in two different lanes prior to Crawford and Spence. It was in two different lanes, right? But now that Crawford is pretty much extracted the belts and became undisputed welterweight world champion, reigning defending, now there's a fork in the road. The fork in the road for Crawford is he going to be able to fight Canelo, coming up, or is he going to fight? Is Spence going to reenact his rematch clause? That's the dilemma that I'm at right now. It looked like Moby Dick got harpooned and caught with the fish net on July 29th. He did, didn't he? He wasn't expecting Crawford to come up there with a net attached to his uniform, a net on his uniform. His feet had nets on them. It reminded me of goddamn the Black Panther and shit when old boy was flying in the air. You know what I'm saying? When he was mutated, he had wings on his ankles. I swear to God, man, you can't make this up, man. You know what I'm saying? You can't make this up, man. Them looking at a phenomenal situation. You have to look, y'all have to play it. Y'all have to look at it this way. The way they was processing this phenomenal situation, July 29th, right? There's some more, it is a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for? Reductionism, right? On how they was trying to reduce what they witnessed July 29th. They was trying to reduce the severity of it, not by acknowledging what they've seen, right? Not by acknowledging what they've seen, but pretty much trying to ignore it as if it didn't happen. And that pretty much places more stress on us, from a mental standpoint. It's more stress to see something play out and you understand it to be true, but yet you want to basically provide overlays to basically try to create justification to the narrative that you're trying to push. Your narrative don't have any substance or integrity to it, and it doesn't hold no truth to it, right? So you're up here creating lies to overlook what you witnessed July 29th. That takes more stress than just saying, hey, he won. It takes you more stress to come up with different avenues to say, oh, this is why Spence lost, because Crawford was doing this and because Crawford doing that. If that doing this and doing that was him putting pause on him and Bomac and Team Crawford had the better plan, cool. You're absolutely right. But when you come up with what you consider truth and is basically churning in negative bias, you know what I'm saying? It's going to cause you more stress. You're going to have elevated levels because you're in denial and you just don't want to accept it for what it is. I get it, bro. But right now, Canelo and Crawford is the biggest fight in boxing, man. Ever. This would be one of the biggest fights, man. We're talking about multi-division world champions. Multi-division world champions, bro. Both of these guys. And then you having somebody moving up multiple weight classes. Crawford be moving up multiple weight classes, man. And then Jamel go in here and fight Canelo and puts a valiant effort in but loses, right? Now the fight even grows that much bigger when it comes to Canelo fighting the black fighters. Because notice, since Daniel Jacobs, I mean, who has he really fought that look like me and you? I'm just saying, dog. So could you imagine Canelo fighting Mell Charlo and then turn around and fighting Crawford back to back? Two undisputed champions. It's going to look good for Canelo's legacy too. Real talk. It's not going to be so much to him receiving 154-pound belts. But at the time, Mell Charlo is the undisputed reigning defending super welterweight world champion, period. Then he turns around and he fights Crawford. That's, what I'm saying? What are we looking at? Like that bilateral shit, man. God damn, that's crazy for all fighters involved. Like if you look at this trifecta that's going on right here, it has a lot of ingredients to it. It's a lot of spice in this because you're talking about undisputed champions. You have Canelo, you have Mell Charlo, and you have Terrence Crawford. You have three undisputed champions in three different divisions, active. So for them to come together and fight each other is amazing if it happens. Amazing. Shout out Trick. What's good with the Trick in the building? The Oracle has arrived. Breaking news: Elvis, Tupac, and Jimmy Hoffa were seen with Errol Spence. What the Hobart, Tasmania, down under a restaurant. Rumor was Errol was a clone. That clone version was the one who fought Crawford. That's what they try to say, right, Trick? You know what I'm saying? They're trying to put that in their algorithm. That wasn't a Crawford. Look, that wasn't a Spence I know. That wasn't a Spence I know. Who was it then? Who was it? Where did y'all get him from? His kids seemed to think that was the same Spence. He said, we're going to do it again, gang. We're gonna do it again, gang. His sons, you know, gave him 5. His son knew who his father was. But we got grown ass adults up here talking about, well, that's not the Spence I know. No. That is the Spence you know. You know what I'm saying? That is the Spence you know. Because when it come down to it, then what? Y'all was praising him to the high heavens, man, when he beat the shit out of Usyk. When he beat the shit out of Usyk, man, he was the eye collector. Man, I look at all these videos. Shout out to Athletic Mind. Y'all make sure y'all check him out. He released another video. Man, he holding these guys accountable. I ain't gonna lie, man. You know, his videos are hilarious, man. But you had so many people out here that was so content prior to and bragging about Spence being the eye collector. He beat up one fighter, y'all. He beat up one fighter. And that momentum carried forward to him going in there against Terrence Crawford. And when Terrence Crawford dispelled all those freaking magical myths that was fogging the brain of these aerosexuals, now all of a sudden they're no longer lucid. You know what I'm saying? You know, they have the fog of war going on, y'all. They can't understand what happened inside the square at the T-Mobile massacre, bro. They can't figure it out. They can't. They want to. They try their best, man, to just get other people to hear them out. They say, "Hey, hear me out, man. I know what you're gonna say. Hear me out, man. You're aerosexuals like me. Now, hear me out, man." Now, you would say, you know, that Crawford, you never seen him do that to somebody in the second round, huh? Have you ever seen him bruise up a fighter like that? No. That's what I'm talking about. No way that was Spence, man. Because Spence never will allow. Dude, we have companies out here. We have companies out here that are programming artificial intelligence into lifelike, what's the word I'm looking for with this? To lifelike host, right? It's companies out there, a company that I know of that can embed a chip, and what you're thinking and everything that's going on with you can be downloaded to your host. Anybody, it can be male or female, and they look human too, right? This is the process of them building. It almost seemed like these situations that are playing out on the YTC with people actually looking at certain situations and everything, they're refusing to process what they're seeing. It's almost like they're programming themselves due to their environment. Their environment allows them the leisure to not acknowledge the truth or the lie. Being the good bows before evil all the time. These individuals have looked at a fight, and it don't have to have anything to do with perfectionism. We're not trying to perfect what we're seeing. We're just trying to give you round for round. We're not trying to give you second per second, because consciously we cannot do that. But what we've seen in 9 rounds is the fact that Spence was dominated. Okay, in lighter terms, he was dominated. But when it goes outside the ring, you have people, oh, well, he was drained. Here comes denial. Here comes the denial. And listen, as a Crawford supporter, I'm not doing any type of intervention, self-intervention with myself, because I don't have to. Like, I know that was Bud Crawford, and I know that was Errol Spence. I know the Errol Spence that lost to Terrence Crawford the first time. It's the same Errol Spence that would be back around. So I can make this suggestion, right? I can say this. If you all want to help Errol Spence out, all you have to do is pretty much submit these petitions to identify, to try to locate rather, where the real Errol Spence is at. So if he does enact his rematch clause, which is narrowing down real quick, it's narrowing down really, really fast. When he enacts his rematch clause, I want to make sure that we're looking at the real Errol Spence. I don't want the clone that y'all talking about. Y'all have placed this chip in your head, right? Just based off perception. And you are denying human existence. You're basically bleeding over to what they're actually doing artificially now, that they're doing in the laboratory. You're doing it to yourselves based off all this social media brainwashing that's going on. That's exactly what y'all have going with yourselves. You're denying human existence right now. You all are in such a mental health state that you're saying to yourself, that didn't happen. That didn't happen. That wasn't the one I know. That wasn't, that what? Well, put some petitions out there and try to figure out where's the real Errol Spence. Because, listen, he could say yay or nay. If he says nay, Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez, to me, is one of the biggest fights out there, bro. One of the biggest fights out there. Errol sexuals are worried. Errol sexuals are worried Errol going to take the rematch, and they're going to have to watch their hero get beat up again and have another 40 days and 40 nights of WCS hot grease. It's going to be brutal. It's going to be brutal. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be brutal. You know what I'm saying? Hey, stuff that's going on with the channel, it comes with the land, man. It comes with the property. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? Blessings are blessings. They come in different lights. Some are dim, some are bright. You know what I'm saying? That's just the way I look at it. We knew Spence was going to lose, but we ain't know he was going to get embarrassed. See, you know, now you're using 10 character words that blunts, and you know how them aerosexuals don't like that now. They're going to get on the keyboard. They're going to got that screenshot. Look at him, talk about embarrassed. Look at it. That's harassment. He talking about embarrassed harassment. They just got me looking at the last two fights with a ton of questions. Hey, man. I told people them last two fights was where? Come on, man. Them last two fights was where? The Garcia and the Ugas was where? I told them about that Texas tea with a side of freaking toast. You know what I'm saying? That's delicious when you're at home. You don't have to get on that bird. But you had to come up out that nest. You know what happened when they try to fly out that nest? You know what happened. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't make it. You know, everybody can spread their wings and fly, man, to the next perch. That shit go crash it to the ground. Bam. Serious, man. Damn it, Bud lost dollars. I need him to wait. And Spence in the 10. Hey, man, it's a lot of people made money off that fight. Yeah, I heard about that, man. You know, people have to totally understand that they're never in control of what goes on out here in the YTC. You know what I'm saying? So you have, man, whatever it is. It's not for me to sit up here and try to investigate. I already told y'all what was going on. I already told you, man. You know, hey, bro, I want to see the rematch and see Spence get finished the way Bud wants to finish him. I think Bud finished him the way he wanted to finish him by stopping him around before Sean Porter. Seriously, I think I put it out there, bro. Like, he wasn't going to let that fight go into the 10th round just to prove to Errol Spence that Sean Porter wasn't a shell of himself. That maybe Errol Spence was a shell of himself. You know what I'm saying? Errol Spence may have been the shell of himself, but we can't sit up here and say that too loud, because when it comes down to these debates 6 months from now, oh, they're gonna get these same Errol Spence fans that act like they was never aerosexuals, right? They goes, oh man, please, man, Errol Spence, man, he was shot. He was shot. Crawford weight drained him. Crawford did this. Hey, all I gotta say, Crawford, stay on the snack program. Hey, Crawford, stay on the snack program, man. You look good out there, dog. Shit, the way you close down shop, man, you look good out there, bro. You handle your business. I ain't gonna lie, man. You dominate the shit out of him, man. You changed the game on the YTC. They continue to hate. They continue to talk about steroids. Them are the real bona fide haters, man. And look, and it leads us to this, you know, it questions these same individuals being competent enough to basically be the head of their household. You know what I'm saying? Because this double life shit is not cool. You know, you're living double lives. You know what I'm saying? And you plan on being, you know, I did this before, how let's go 5 to 10 years from now, right? And you live in these double life on the YTC. If you choose to put that much effort into a Crawford Spence scenario, then imagine what's going to come about later on in boxing 5 to 10 years from now. You're going to revisit another situation that you're going to invest a lot more effort into. You're going to invest a lot more effort into the lies. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be in absolute denial again. You know what I'm saying? Ignoring factual content. You know what I'm saying? Refusing to transcribe information, and just basically creating this facade that you believe this happened and this is why. You know what I'm saying? And if you did it for this particular scenario right here, Crawford Spence, you're going to do it for another one, and you're going to do it for another one, another one, another one. And as you go along, you're going to continue to get deeper and deeper and deeper into line on the situation. The rematch will be less than 9 rounds. I believe so. 4-2. I believe so. I believe, you know, I called 6 the first time. You know, he could have stopped him in 6 or less, but he took him in the 9th round after taking round 8 and cruising through that. It just goes to show you how dangerous, you know, Crawford is, how extremely dangerous this dude is. He, you know, Errol Spence wanted to sit up there and tell Mike Tyson, you know, he ain't shell of himself. His daddy said, well, you know, Crawford said, this is what I'm saying. I'm going to take my belt off. He took his belt off on the 9th round, bro. He took his belt off, man. He did, man. He was whooping that dude all in the ring. And Harvey Doc said, I got to stop this, man. There's too many people got their phones out. Shit, I got to stop this. You ain't lying. No more hiding, man. I agree Champ Bud would retire after that win over Canelo. No doubt about it, man. You know what I'm saying? No doubt about it. Why not? Why not, man? 3 division undisputed with a Canelo on your record as your last fight. Why not retire? And he's going to get paid. Come on, bro. That man going to be sitting real nice. Bud playing chess, not checkers. Took that queen. Now he controlled the whole board. Spence has always been a pawn. King Canelo next, game over. Damn. We just got a freaking chess intro. We just got a chessboard intro, God damn it. For real. We got a chessboard intro. What they call it? We're going to give you a not a run through, but the express version. Frank Martin got a lucky win. Spence lost and got beaten up. AJ fight booed and heavily criticized by fans. The pressure is really on Diddy James at the moment, in my opinion. No, Toby, come on, man. No. It's the pressure not on him, man. He don't look. He considered himself Toby, he considered himself a boxing savant. He don't have to look at film. He's heavily loaded on one side when it comes to boxing knowledge and intellectual know-how. He's heavily loaded. All the other areas over there, the motherfuckers ain't firing up. But over here, he feels that, hey, I don't have to watch boxing film. I can do what I want to do, man. I'm Diddy. I'm Diddy. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. That's where I'm at. I'm Diddy. He considers himself a savant. He believes he's extremely smart in figuring out fighters and rematches. He don't have to watch film. I get it. Oh, yeah. Don said some facts. Gamboa need royalty checks how much they bring up his name. Oh, man, they still bringing up his name, right? They still bringing up his name, right? All the time, man. Like Gamboa name insulates the YTC so much, man. I'm just wondering who's paying for the materials. It's almost like a house. You're getting the insulation changed all the time to make it nice and energy efficient. That's what Gamboa's name is doing to the YTC when Crawford is the topic. I swear to God, man. I swear to God it is. You cannot bring up Crawford's win. Sooner or later, you know, you bring up Crawford's win, man. You know, I look at it like this, man. Still, if Spence get the right trainer, man, I'm telling you, that's all he has to do. Just get the right trainer. You know, bring somebody second set of eyes in, man. You know, get strength and condition. Oh, man. We still know Crawford got hurt by Gamboa, and that's still a chance. It's still a chance because you remember that punch that Spence landed on Crawford, that left hand. Oh man, just imagine he was in shape. Just imagine he's in shape. And then when Crawford hit him with that first combination, that left right, he wouldn't have went down if he was in shape. He wouldn't have went down, bro. Look, I'm telling you, he wouldn't have went down. They got all the answers, bro. Don't they see Espinosa trying to pivot already? Man, I don't pay attention to his pivots because he's going to pivot in any direction that's beneficial to him. You know what I'm saying? That's all. I don't have no problem with Espinosa, man. It is what it is. July 15, I told Bo Mac in the DM, Crawford versus Canelo. This is going to be the biggest fight for real. I can see it. Back to back would be dope. But I think it will be the third fight for Canelo. I hope it ain't the third fight because that means 2024 is going to basically expire, you know, because they got September, October, and Canelo's not fighting no more in 23 after Charlo. And then to open up 2024, I don't think the buzz is going to be the same as it was in 23 if we have Canelo, Mell Charlo. I don't think people want to see Canelo, Mell Charlo. I think they would really want to be waiting anxiously for June, July time frame or something like that. If that, for Canelo Crawford. Depending on how Canelo loses to Crawford will determine a rematch or not. Canelo doesn't like fighting fighters with boxing abilities. So Canelo in recent time has only rematched Gennady Golovkin. So do you believe that he's going to rematch Crawford? It's possible. It's possible. It's big money. It's big money. So Crawford would have made 4 big paydays on his way out the door. He go ahead and fight Spence on the rematch. That's going to be a nice little purse. You know, very, very fluffy, posturepedic. You know what I'm saying? And then he go in there 2 fights with Canelo Alvarez. That's going to be a total of 4 fights where that man is going to be able to make a substantial amount of freaking revenue. Substantial, y'all. Ugas OG, not Usyk. Speaking of Usyk, though, did I say Usyk? Why do I ever bring Usyk up? Ugas, then. The only where I probably would have brought Usyk up is before I went on live. I mean, not before, but he got this video out with him doing that change where he tossed the change up with both hands, the dimes, and he collect them before they hit the ground. It might have been on my mind if I did say his name. But what are your thoughts on a heavyweight on the pound for pound list? They was gonna give. See, you can look at it like this, for too. Is that they put a heavyweight on the list that was formerly cruiserweight champion. So was he truly a heavyweight on the list? Yeah, you can say that by his current standings. But who did he fight to get on the list initially? You know what I'm saying? He fought Chase Witherspoon and he fought Derek Chisora, right? I believe. So you take those two fighters and him fighting Anthony Joshua. They combine his undisputed at cruiserweight to him being unified, and that kind of placed him on there. Even though his current weight standing, his current rankings is a heavyweight, his unification at cruiserweight kind of helped him, you know what I'm saying, be on that list as a pound for pound fighter. As if you're looking at Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, a lot of other, them fighters wasn't undisputed at cruiserweight. They didn't basically have the collective credentials to transfer over once they moved up a division. They was already there. So that's my only reason on why Usyk is just up there chilling. You know what I'm saying? He is a 2-division unified champion. And he has, the unification at heavyweight, formerly undisputed cruiserweight. So I don't really understand whatever criteria that is that these ranking systems have on pound for pound. I don't. Truth, what's good? Salute to you. I see you. Bud will frustrate Canelo once again. Let me see. Bud said it would be the Terrence Crawford era. Can it be his era without beating Canelo? What if Bud is the first guy to knock Canelo out? And that'd be an adage, an addition. That'd just be, another bookmark to his boxing annals. It'll be everything, man. It'll be everything. Real talk. It'll be everything. With him, defeating Undisputed, becoming 3-time Undisputed. And the person he defeated to get that is Canelo Alvarez, right? And then, you're talking about Canelo still being at the top of the hierarchy as the cash cow, one of the pound for pound fighters. We're forgetting that too. You know what I'm saying? Canelo will be another pound for pound fighter that Crawford has beaten. And this pound for pound fighter will be different than most, being that, even though he's not number one on the pound for pound list, he's still high dollar bill when it comes to these negotiations. But Crawford is older than Canelo. Who's done more in their career? Is multi-division unification better than 2-division undisputed unification? You know what I'm saying? Does experience play a role as far as the resume? Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot to bleed over. It's a lot to factor in, man. And trying to decipher that. It's a lot of discussion that's going to have to be redundant in ever trying to see, if Crawford beats Canelo, then yeah, he can have a say-so in doing something that Canelo has never been able to do in his career. It'll be amazing. I ain't gonna lie. But will frustrate Canelo once again, and we will hear that legendary word, no mas. Man, that's I don't know, man. Hell no. I can't even go that far, bro. I can't ever see Canelo Alvarez saying no mas. I can't see it. He don't have it in him. He don't have it in him, fold too. I don't think Canelo have it in him to say no mas, bro. Again, if Crawford was putting those things on, I would like to see if Crawford can sustain a method of abuse with landing damaging punches on Canelo to break him down. Not the referee stepping in to break Canelo down. They even get a knockdown. You know, that's something that's like when you talk about fantasy, when you talk about, you know what I'm saying, trying to forecast something that's far-fetched because you're still trying to process it all together into reality. So you're saying, dang, can Crawford moving up multiple divisions, could he go up there and put Canelo in a position where he's able to land those solid shots? Because, you know, one thing about Canelo, he does have different defense than Spence. He ain't no Errol Spence when it comes to defense. Now, Crawford has defense. Canelo Alvarez has defense. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to come down to who has the better defense, counter shots, all that. Because both of them are good counter punchers, great counter punchers. Seriously, both of them are great counter punchers. What's going on? Hella ones on deck. What's good with it? Hey, I tried. A42. I tried. That's all I can say, Shotty. I tried, man. You know what I'm saying? I tried. You know what I'm saying? I guess it's going to be at heart rather than the physical being. You feel me? That's all I can say about that. I tried. You know what I'm saying? But hey, I gotta bounce, y'all. Appreciate y'all for pulling up. As always, it was definitely good to be back on here, you know, chopping it up with y'all and everything. You know, I get back to my regular routine and you know, in the upcoming days. But hey, big shout out to the hottest chat in the game, man. A-Side official. You already know what it is. Hot grease don't stop. And man, appreciate y'all for reaching out. Everything, man. One love to y'all, real talk. And continue to support the channel. I will try to be on a little bit later. I'm not sure, to be honest. I'm not sure, but hey, y'all hold it down. Continue to support, and we should do it again. I'm out.